Hey all, welcome to ShareTrek. This is Raj here. I was not thinking that I was going to make a video on genomics, technical analysis, and the other shares that we cover. But now I'm feeling refreshed, and I thought, why not have a look at it? Some of them are showing significant gains. It's a really dangerous situation out there. So let's try to make some sense out of it, and it'll be interesting to see what actually happens in the market. So we're going to use the tools of technical analysis to kind of approximate what's likely to happen, and then we'll validate it on Monday evening, and we'll take it from there. So let's get started. So here we are in our TradingView platform. I'm looking at Illumina first. This is a video on genomics. So we're going to cover all the genomic stocks in our watch list, except the ones which are add-on just for periodic reference, something like Teladoc or ArcG. Those are just for reference. Illumina, it's had a phenomenal run all the way from 2nd of March onwards. It's doing great. And at this point of time, if we were to zoom out, right? It seems that we are on some kind of a very, very steep bull phase, and this is unsustainable. So there's going to be some giving back, and the question is, when will that happen? Because if you look at the RSI, it's super overheated, and if you look at the MACD, it's so hyper bullish. It's gone to the extent that it has been in the past. Let me draw a horizontal line here just to give you an idea of where it is. It's already above where it peaked out last time. And similarly, if we were to draw a line out here on the RSI, where it had peaked out in the past. So let me just move this a little up. So this is exactly where it peaked out, somewhere around 29th of December 2022. So as you can see, we are above even that level. So I think Monday should see us giving back some of these gains, especially because Monday is going to have a lot of Fed speak. I mean, the week is going to have a lot of Fed speak taking place, and there would be a little bit of jitters, and some of these people will place covered calls or they will sell calls, and some of them will try to actually book the profits and wait for the share to fall back. That's my expectations. Now let's look at PACB, which also has had a fantastic run. Just like Illumina, ditto out there, because you can see that we had peaked out on the RSI and then we have come back down again. But still, RSI is overheated and it needs to come back down. You can also see that the MACD is turning towards the signal line in a bearish manner. So we had a little bit of giving up of gains already. Starting somewhere around 3rd of March. Out here, this is the candle for 3rd of March. We had a trend reversal. Now we're coming to the support from the 10-day simple moving average, which is this yellow line, and it has to be seen whether it will support, because in theory, we could bounce off the 10-day line because that will allow the RSI to cool down and come below 70%. But we'll see what happens on market open. Now let's look at CRISPR Therapeutics. CRISPR Therapeutics has also had a nice growth, but it has a trend change all the way from 3rd of March. I think all of this is in anticipation of the fact that there is going to be a lot of Fed speak happening this week, and some amount of profit taking might be in the offing. But I still maintain CRISPR is still at a very good company given their impending monetizations. Caribou Biosciences is coming back into the bear channel. It bounced off. I'm going to change the color of this resistance of the bear channel into a support, because that's what it is. That's the role it is performing right now. So if you had seen in the past, we were in a bear channel which was coming down, and then we broke out of it, and we broke out of it on the 3rd of March. If you see, most of our genomic companies, they have had an uptick from the 3rd of March, or from 3rd of March, they have started going down. So Caribou Biosciences happened to go up, and it has been consolidating a little bit. But on Friday, it hit the support level of this diagonal line, which was earlier a resistance for the bear channel, and it has to be seen whether we can go up further. But looking at the RSI, I think there is plenty of scope for it to go up further, but the fact that the momentum is flat indicates that there is a little bit of indecision in the market, and Monday we'll see what happens. Bluebird up 2.83% on Friday, and it's being constrained by all the four simple moving averages. and therefore it's not in a very particularly a very good condition. And we are going to get their earnings on 6th of March, which happens to be Monday. And the expectation is that they will have an EPS of negative 43 cents, and they will have a revenue of around 13.6 million. If they do not meet this expectation, expect them to fall even further. Now, let's look at Editas. Editas was up 2.75 on Friday, but as you can see from the 3rd of March, it has been falling. It has been falling steady, 3 consecutive days of heavy drops. And also the volume has been very high on Friday when these drops happened. And in the process, it has broken down below the 10-day simple moving average. So the next support for it comes from the 50-day simple moving average, which is at 8.89, which is this orange line that you see out here. And we can see that the MACD is almost ready to cross over to the bearish side on the signal line, and momentum has fallen very, very steeply. So Editas is not looking that great. And if we were to go to Invitae was up 1.65%. One thing I like about Invitae out here is that it's not on a steep bullish channel. It's on a reasonably good bullish trot, and I think that it's going to sustain itself. But we have run into a resistance, which is a strong resistance, this horizontal resistance that we have from before. And we have been dancing around this for a while before we were able to break out from there. So I'm wondering what is going to happen this time. Are we going to have a period of consolidation out here, or are we going to have a clean break and go up? So if we are going to have a consolidation out here, then there's a good chance that we might fall below this bullish channel, because when we consolidate, we'll cross this and we'll come here when this channel will start becoming a resistance. So if it has to take off, I think it has to take off before the 6th of March, that is, before the 7th of March, which is Tuesday. And if it doesn't do that, then we are going to have a range of consolidation a long time before it goes up. That's my opinion. Let's look at Bionano Genomics. It was up 1.47%. It has been consolidating. Just going to increase the size of the graph so that you can see clearly. These are all one-day candles, if I forgot to mention it before. We had a very narrow range of trade, very high volume of bullishness out here, and a good save by the 10-day simple moving average, which is this yellow line, sitting at 1.38. In fact, on Friday, the stock closed at 1.38, and RSI is very close to being overbought, and MACD is ready to cross over to the bearish side. So anything goes for Bionano Genomics on Monday when the market opens. Beam Therapeutics was up 0.75% on Friday, but 3 consecutive days of drops has made sure that it is below all the 4 simple moving averages. And it's a very, very weak chart at this point of time. Momentum also has fallen below average, and MACD is ready to cross over to the bearish side. Beam is not looking great. And if you look at Fate Therapeutics, it is down 0.33% on Friday. Just the 100-day simple moving average, which is this fluorescent blue line that you see here, is going to be the next support. Other than that, nothing is good for this chart. Momentum is also below average, and MACD is ready to cross over to the bearish side. So that's the situation with regard to Fate. And if you look at Allogene, it was down minus 0.50. I do have a little bit of Allogene in my portfolio, and it's down 40% from the time that I bought it. I'm holding on patiently, but my patience also have a bit of limits to it. So I'm starting to get increasingly worried whether I'll get my money back at all. And the charts are looking incredibly weak to me at this point of time. All the moving averages are constraining this share. DNA is down minus 0.71%. It's at 1.39. It's trying to steadily improve. And if I was to, of course, I have this share, so I'm going to be a bit biased in evaluating it. So I'm going to try to take my bias out. But I'm hoping that what I'm seeing here is kind of indicating an improvement in the sentiments for DNA, because we have been above this line of support for a period all the way from 1st of March until now. And so that's a good record. And we are also going up, and we have gone above the peaks from the past. So that means that there is a little bit of strength up here. Even though we dropped back on Friday, there is a hope that this may go up further. And then what we would likely have is a cup and handle pattern, I'm hoping, which can help us to break through and go above. And that could be catalyzed by any new announcement by DNA about any new tie-ups for biosecurity or for anything else. So I'm hoping something like that happens, because right now the chart is not looking that great. MACD is bullish. That's a good thing. Momentum is above average. That's also good. But the fact is that momentum is moving downwards. So we'll have to see an uptick on the momentum when the market opens Monday. Intelia is down 1.36%, looking very, very weak. It's dancing around this line of resistance, which is 43.64, and it's consolidating to a certain extent out there. The redeeming feature is that there are 3 simple moving averages below. The very difficult proposition for us to digest is the fact that there was a very sharp move upside, so there has been a big gap up which needs to be filled. I don't know when that's going to happen, but if it's on the cards, now is the best time for it to happen. IMTX is down 1.83%, and there's a perfect doji candle with a very, very slim band of trading just below the 10-day simple moving average, which is sitting at 8.58. In fact, we finished the day at 8.59, and our MACD is bearish, as well as our momentum is below average. A weak chart at this point of time. SQZ Biotech, I'm continuously intrigued by what's happening with SQZ Biotech, and they have received a notice regarding continued listing standards from New York Stock Exchange, but we are not heard anything from them on what they are planning to do to bring their stock above $1. So I think the stock is going to continue to languish as people start to de-risk. They need to come up with some communication sooner rather than later. And to make my point, I would point to the fact that there has been a heavy volume of sellers with this drop, and that's not a good sign. Now let's look at Verve. Verve was down 3.42%, and ever since the 3rd of March, this has continued to fall, and it is now below 2 of the simple moving averages, and there are 2 other simple moving averages providing immediate support. And the first one is the 50-day simple moving average, which is sitting at 19.31. That's going to be the first level of support. And the second level of support is going to be the 100-day simple moving average, which is this fluorescent blue line, which is sitting at 19.16. MACD is bearish and the momentum is below average. So my friends, this is what is happening with regard to our genomic stocks. With that, I would like to bring this video to an end. I hope you enjoyed this session. If you did, please press a like out there. If you have your own theories about what's likely to happen, or if you want to include any other genomic companies into this list, please put it in the comments below, and I'll make sure that I can add them to the list. Thanks and have a great day. Bye for now.